This is how I close $30,000 deals with a simple Google Doc. There are regular people who are closing 5, 6, and even 7-figure deals with this information, and I'm going to be showing you guys this framework right now. This is a framework that I used to go from struggling agency owner, where I was stuck working with low quality clients that weren't paying me exactly what I was worth, to becoming a based consultant who not only works with high quality clients but charges high ticket as well. And working with high quality people who are really dedicated to scaling their businesses makes it so much easier to get results for them. The difference between me then and me now lies in at least 20 different variables that I had to go through the trenches for to start securing higher ticket deals in the 10K to 30K and even 75K plus range. But for now, let's jump straight in. Okay, cool. So we're in my computer now and we're just going to go over this document, and we're going to take you through the exact steps to sign $30,000 clients, 10K to $30,000 clients. So let's just go. So as I mentioned earlier, there are regular people just like you signing 5 to 6 and even 7-figure deals with this information. It will make you money, but only if you take action, okay? So there's a bunch of additional resources, and this is mainly for coaches, consultancies, agencies, and other online service providers. If you're not any of those, then just skip this video. It's not for you. But if you are any of those, then stick around. And this is going to help you scale past 10K to 30K plus per month and beyond without dealing with tire kickers, competing on guarantees, or working on performance only deals. And I'll share this doc as well as part of the video, but you can just click there and you can go straight to my website and just check out all the testimonials where people go from 0 to 50K in 90 days, 0 to 10K a month in 23 days, 0 to 14K, and then on to 20K plus in 35 days. And myself have generated over $100,000 in the last 90 days or so with this model. So let's dive straight in. First things first, we want to look at the preface, which is 100% having a winning mentality. And what I mean by that is you need to have big fucking balls, and to land big deals, you need the right mindset. So believe, I don't need your business, I have deals in abundance, okay? The less you need the deal, the more likely you will close it. Okay, this isn't some woo-woo shit. It may seem like that on the surface, but imagine telling yourself this every fucking day. When you wake up, when you look in the mirror, you need to have this mindset, because if you don't, you just simply don't want it enough. And all these insecurities or everything that's been holding you back from achieving this level is just going to go forward, right? It's going to go forward into your work, into the people you speak with, into the calls that you have. And you don't want that at all, because it's going to just destroy everything you've ever built. So don't act desperate or needy. It kills the deal. Never settle for performance only, and just charge what you're worth, okay? Second is crafting your image, and you control how others see you, okay? So impress clients with high quality experiences. Invest in your clothing and appearance. No t-shirts and outrageous designer, not having like a big Gucci over the front of the t-shirt. It just looks tacky. Small, subtle things that will really help project your confidence and your eye contact as well. And obviously the way you talk and the way you walk. So treat everyone with respect, from the CEO to the doorman. And here's some quick actionable steps that you guys can do. So cultivate a mindset of abundance and confidence. Create an image of success through high quality experiences and professional attire. Project total confidence in your demeanor and interactions. Treat everyone with respect and kindness. So by adopting these principles, you'll attract better opportunities and build a successful business. Okay, now we're going to just dive straight into the main meat of this document, which is how we're going to get to charge 10 to 30K plus and scale our businesses. So we're going to be targeting the right niche firstly. So we're going to be focusing on clients who already have money, right? Not businesses that are just trying to survive the next quarter, or failing businesses, whatever. And here we want to avoid niches like crypto, where the market is still immature and volatile. Look for businesses living in the dark ages with their marketing. Many Fortune 1000 companies struggle with new age marketing protocols, so there's plenty of opportunities here. And obviously dress to impress, especially on Zoom. Do not rock up in a hoodie, okay? Second is finding your niche, okay? Your best niche is where you have the most experience and expertise. This is where you can shine with your knowledge and your understanding of these niches, and you're going to understand their pain points a lot better. Deep understanding of their dynamics, it gives you a competitive edge over someone who has never been in that industry, because they have to spend more time trying to understand their language, but you can just come straight in and swoop in and take that for yourself. And if you've lived it, like I mentioned, are living it, or have extensive skills in it, you're already ahead, right? Then everyone else who just needs to take that extra bit of time to understand the niche's problems. But Your main advantage here lies in knowing the niche inside out. Think triggers, bottlenecks, pain points, stuff that keeps your prospects up at night. Those are the things you should be researching in your original discovery calls, really finding out what makes them tick, and then obviously you present your solution as the bridge to their desired outcome. Delivering value here. So addressing specific needs, okay, like filling gaps in their departments where they may be overstretched or under-resourced. Think sales departments, content, even helping them out with YouTube marketing and stuff like that, and modernizing the sales process and funnels that generate new opportunities. So at the end of the day, most companies, they want to achieve success or look successful in front of their peers and have that status and ego about them in some cases, and some want you to help them realize their vision and bring that vision to a reality. And then there's some that just want cash flow, more recurring revenue, less churn, more sustainability, okay? So you can provide expertise and training to improve company performance in different departments, combine modern marketing strategies with traditional business models for success, and obviously building long-term plays, because the aim of the game is to be doing this for a long time, working with a partner for a long time or a client for a long time, and growing together. So offer comprehensive solutions beyond your original package, grow contracts by providing results and expanding services over time. And obviously create high leverage assets like case studies, client interviews, and frameworks to prove competence. There's many clients I've worked with, some at 50K, some at 100K, some at 200K a month. You'll be surprised how many of these companies don't have these assets in place, and they're scrambling, wondering where their next client is coming from or where their next load of cash is coming from. But they fail to realize that all of that stuff is already inside their business. They just need to help extracting it, putting it together, documenting it, building a strategy around how to deploy that to the market, and then getting it out there and obviously bringing more eyeballs onto their product, more traffic, and obviously more conversions. So that could be something you can sell to them. Strategic positioning, and obviously in business, positioning is everything. So transitioning from commoditized agency owner to in-demand based consultant. That's what we're doing here. Consultants are fast, lean, and nimble and can deliver better results. Make clients glad they partnered with you and you'll be in business for life. Okay, very straightforward, but a lot of people miss that. And here's what I get asked a lot. I mean, sales calls, yes or no? I mean, it really depends. I've closed deals with 1 call, 2 call, 3 calls, sometimes even 5 or 6 calls. And you know what? I've also closed deals with just a simple Google Doc and a Stripe link, much like this. So it really all boils down to who you're dealing with and how much prep work is needed to seal the deal, right? If it's a bigger deal with a lot of decision makers involved, obviously you want to buddy up with a couple of decision makers, get on their good side, make them become a champion inside the business, so they're always ranting and raving about you, how we should work with, yourself or Kai in this case, and they'll put a good word in for you, and obviously you can start moving things along a bit quicker. So that really helps building and nurturing and fostering those relationships inside the companies with decision makers, and they can obviously pass that information on those good graces up to the upper ranks. In this case, take for instance a discovery call sparked by one of my YouTube videos. A prospect was actively seeking my solution, and my Calendly link was a bit broken. Happens sometimes, tech fails us, is what it is. They dropped a comment on the video. I shot them a link over straight away, and then he scheduled a discovery call, right? And then obviously we did our usual discovery, 15-20 minutes of a little bit of me questioning him and asking him what he needs help with and how we can position as a solution for him. And then after the call, I promised to shoot over a Google Doc covering all the details. So we covered strategy breakdown, ramp up time, deliverables, their input, investment details. Strategy breakdown is just basically what you're going to do for them, right? The exact strategy that you've deployed previously for another client or similar client that has worked in the past. So just your model or mechanism. Ramp up time, how long this is going to take to receive results on their end. Deliverables, exactly step by step what you're going to deliver for them, and their input, what's required of them to make this a reality, make it achievable. Are you going to need them to do extra bits? So is it done with you? Is it done for you? Is it DIY? Like, how is your model going to need their input? Investment details, obviously how much things cost and everything included in that. And if you just make that really clear, it just gives the prospect so much clarity and trust. And this move eliminated the need for another sales call or like any back and forth, right? So instead, I positioned the next call as an onboarding call to streamline things and strike while the iron was hot. So have the discovery, send Google Doc, position the Google Doc as the sales call. It did a lot of the sales for me. I recorded it with Loom, just kind of like this video, and then position the next call as an onboarding call rather than a close call or a decision call. Just speed up the process, cancel all that out, use the doc as a sales, save your time, save their time, high ROI, get the deal done, contract, payment, onboarding, next steps, go to the races. So within hours, we had the onboarding scheduled, like I mentioned, agreement signed and payment cleared for a tidy $9,250. It was just a small implementation, building, consulting. And this wasn't your typical done for you service, right? It's more like a create and deliver model. So basically you develop the model for your client, be it installing outbound content, acquisition, or even video or hiring systems and infrastructures. And then comes the deliver part, right? So you hand off the infrastructure with guides, SOPs, and training for their team to get up to speed and manage it in-house. So it's kind of like proper British, but you go over to someone's house, you build a house with someone, and then you hand them the keys, and then you might pop over for tea sometime, right? The tea is the consulting, the building it is the kind of done for you bit, and then handing them the keys after is like handing them everything you built for them, giving them the blueprints and SOPs and everything to manage it themselves in-house. And if they still need you to come over and work on them with some of it and help them manage it or scale it or whatever the case may be, you can come and you can charge like a retainer for that after your initial fee has been paid. So you can repeat this process for every client, and you've got less fulfillment, more upfront cash, sales, and infinite delivery. So another win, for example, came from nurturing a warm lead over 6 months, and the result was a hefty $30,000 deal. I followed the same playbook I used for the 9K deal, basically just mapped out their goals and ideal transformation, laid everything out in a simple Google Doc, sent over the paperwork and agreement terms, stamped my authority with client testimonials, everything I've been working on the last 6 months, I just documented it and sent it over. And none of this happens without solid client results. Let me just get that straight. So trust, transparency, and industry authority is highly recommended here. When you see this documentation, we'll put a little process in there, but this is the modular approach, okay? So sticking rigidly to your offerings can cost you clients. Effective sales and marketing is all about listening to your prospects' pains and then offering a solution to fixing them, right? So if we stay rigid, we lose money up and down. But if we become modular, we can make money up, down, and even sideways, right? So you can add and take away elements of your offer based on the prospect's pains, okay? So how we elevate value is not just about delivering results, it's about reputation management as well. So for example, the typical agency owner, maybe you're in this position right now, but they focus solely on results, right? Consultants, or based consultants in this case, go the extra mile, and they not only deliver good results, but also help decision makers and clients look good at the same time. So when they look good, their reputation's intact, it's even elevated, and they look good in front of their higher ups as well, and vice versa, the board, etc., depending on how big the company is. But yeah, so this is why many agency owners are becoming consultants now. And in the eyes of the prospect, you are high value, you're in demand, you're highly leveraged, and come with a wealth of experience and results to back it all up. So now you understand more about the difference between agency owner and consultant, because they're two very different things, right? And now you've learned about the modular approach of the create and deliver model and how to position yourself to charge higher upfront fees. We're going to start putting this all together now, boys. So this is the fun part. So irresistible offers. You may have seen me talk about this on X or YouTube already about irresistible offers. I'm not a fan. When I first started my consultancy, I was using irresistible offers in the beginning just to get my first couple of clients. But after everyone started rinsing it and, Hormozy just blew it up and all this kind of stuff, I was just like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more. It's not for me. I just want to deliver good results and be known for that. So this may work, like I said, if you have no clients or if you're trying to compete for the same clients as every other agency owner. But for consultants that are leveraging their work, reputation and experience, you simply don't need them, in my opinion. And instead, the key here is to prioritize building a genuine professional relationship through your content, personal brand, and messaging before anything else, okay? So the ultimate aim is to evoke a response like, I want to experience the same success as your other clients, or I want to achieve what those successful businesses have. It's just about status and in some cases inflating ego, but you obviously have the results to back it up. It's not like they'll pay an agency owner XYZ, not get any results for 3 months and then churn and then ask for their money back. No, it's like you are the one to deliver exceptional results day in, day out for your clients because you've done it before and you can do it again, right? And they want that. They want that elevated status. Just those things really are key when you get to this kind of level. And you can only do this by addressing their pain points and showcasing your expertise, right? So I've touched on that a lot, but with this, you'll naturally guide them towards working with you. And that's when you can shift gears into a more assertive sales mode and you can just be upfront and, position yourself against the common threat as well is very important. So in this case, or at least in my case, it's agency owners versus consultancies or competitor/industry challenge versus you, right? And that can really deepen the bond and build trust between you and your market. And being a consultant offers a powerful way to tackle a common enemy with your market and build enormous amounts of trust, because it's you versus them, right? The main takeaway here is to paint a vision, outline the exact steps to achieve it, and allow their imagination to work for you, triggering an emotional response and positioning you as the solution they've been waiting for. So here's a few things to keep in mind. Human beings always prioritize their own ideas way more than others. It's just how we're wired. And your role here is to build on the existing vision, executing and refining it until desired transformation is met. So basically just really knowing your market, exactly what transformation they desire, and then fulfilling that, okay? And then crafting a logical strategy detailing the steps required to realize the vision. Your strategy can take shape on a simple Google Doc, much like this one. You don't need to be fancy and have all these fucking presentations and massive slides, and it just doesn't mean anything. The real consultants are just mapping things out on a Google Doc, executing the strategy day in, day out, analyzing data, making decisions based on data and experience, and just getting the results. Like, it's really fucking simple. Delivering that experience to their clients, collecting case study, collecting client interview, building more sales assets, more proof, more expertise, more clout in some cases as well, and then just, scaling that from there. And then remember, leaning on the prospect's vision and how you're going to help them realize it is very important, because obviously that's going to help you guys connect and bond. And once you start building and working on the problem together, that's why it's you versus industry challenge, right? It's you guys working on a doc together, mapping out everything, and you're more likely to close the deal because they're so heavily invested in that vision. And now you're just painting it all out for them on a Google Doc, because you have the keys to the fucking castle. You're in like a forest right now, and it's like a labyrinth, right? It's like a maze. You can't get out of this forest alone. But together, one of you has a flashlight, or one of you has like a chainsaw or a machete, and you can just chop down that, and you can guide them straight through to the other side, which is their desired transformation. So hopefully that makes sense. But logic versus emotion in sales is a big one, and your sales argument should be based on logic here, because decision makers and CEOs are logical thinkers. But triggering the prospect's imagination, like I mentioned, and presenting logical arguments tied to emotional gains like status or material, the more compelling your case becomes, okay? Now, how we understand the decision-making process is a touch different, because your dream client's decisions often need to go through a few layers of approval. It's not like, an overnight thing. In some cases, I've been wired 10, 20 grand, 30 grand, overnight or the next couple of days. But those ones that are like, 75k, 120k, etc., they may take a week, 2 weeks for some approval, wires to go through, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you're not really dealing with Stripe payments. It's like actual wire transfers. So it just depends on how big the deal size is. But yeah, it takes time, right? People need to be sure and confident you are the right choice. And as long as you have all this stuff backed up for yourself and, documented everywhere on your website, your case studies, your socials, just building that proof, building that trust, building that transparency, you are going to close more deals, and you're going to be able to work with more high quality people, clients, bigger firms, Fortune thousands, 500s, 100s, because they trust you and they've seen you everywhere. They know you know your shit. So your core focus here is delivering insane results and maintaining a positive reputation is going to be essential. So like I mentioned, word of mouth plays an important role here, and expanding the strategy is the next step. So with higher ticket size deals, like I mentioned, the layers of approval can take longer. Once you've delivered results on your original strategy and promise, you can start expanding the relationship to address additional needs within the organization. So if they're struggling with another bottleneck or challenge, they don't know how to fix it, you can come in because you've proven your worth, you know your shit, and you know how the business runs now. So you can be like, okay, this strategy will really work. Let's test it. It will cost X. Is that cool? Yeah. Sign the deal, work on that together, get results, boom, you've just done another big thing for them. So fantastic. And you could just keep rinsing that and keep doing that with these clients. Like I mentioned, once you've locked in on the primary decision maker, go above and beyond to nurture that relationship and consistently deliver value here. These are going to be key components for you right now. So this is the strategy. But now we're going to start applying the model and how to put this bit all together. Step one, product market fit. You should know this by now, but real quick, deep dive into various niches and markets to uncover critical pain points. You validate this by action. So if you're creating an offer from scratch, or if you're just trying to get into a new market, or you're just completely new to this consultancy thing, the best thing to do is validate by action. Sign 2 to 5 clients on a beta price to test the model, right? So basically you're just like crowdfunding your idea, okay? That's how I see it. And you work on finding solutions that stick, and then you build a proof of concept. So do the thing that you think, the original thesis, the original experiment, do that thing, get a couple clients, do it for them, get a proof of concept, and then just start documenting that and building SOPs around it. And then you build a high ticket, 15 plus to 30k plus, etc., maybe 100k, depends on what you're selling, and a downsell option of anywhere from 5 to 12k. and document the solution and create SOPs to productize. So you can build it as a replicatable process. It's even a fucking word. You can just replicate the process, right? There you go. Step 2 is construct client acquisition assets. Build a loyal following on X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can try Instagram, TikTok as well, just depending on your niches, but these are the ones that I like. I love YouTube and X at the moment. It's really good. LinkedIn's great for long form. Just be careful with mass automations and stuff like that. They're pretty big on the banhammer. Create content that resonates with the target audience's interests and challenges to prove competence and trust. The more you create content, the more they feel like you understand them and you're talking right to them, right? And then funnel followers to either a newsletter or shoot you a DM or book a call to discover critical pain points and then pitch your solution, right? So discovery, really straightforward. Content, funnel the traffic to DMs or newsletter or call or whatever, and then fill the calendar with qualified calls. And that's step 3. So obviously I know I say a lot of things about ripping Google Docs instead of calls these days, but if you're a beginner or just starting out as a consultant, you need to get your hands dirty, okay? If you've got based results, you can leverage Google Docs and Stripe links all day, but if you're just starting out, some of you are a little bit more advanced, but it just depends what side of the coin you're on. But leverage audience and content regardless. Develop strategic outbound infrastructure, so cold email, DMs, cold calling setters, and use personalized outreach to highlight unique value props that resonate with critical pain points. So really just understanding our prospects' brain and all the stuff that keeps them up at night. Step 4, scaling sales at ops and staying lean. So build sales process and Google Doc, much like this. Install appointment setter. One's fine, like you don't need to go crazy with that. Hire sales rep to handle the calls so you can still focus on fulfillment while staying lean. And then build the sales system up for scale. So between the setter and rep, they can communicate while you focus on client success and fulfillment. And then you can start building out that side of things as well, depending on if you've got like a done with you or done for you offering. Step 5 is productizing solutions. So market and model must scale. Automate delivery of the model, right? So maybe automating that by building systems and infrastructure that can handle client fulfillment or client success, or just take away some of the lower ROI tasks of that. Hire 1 to 2 operators, maybe a shadow operator who can just basically be a carbon copy of you, do client fulfillment, and then maybe a client success manager. Really depends on what stage of the journey you are. I'll probably make another video on that kind of stuff, but I do have tweets about it as well, so feel free at Kai Cabero. Drop me a follow or drop me a DM and I'll be happy to help and explain how that works. You can explore paid traffic channels as well. So maybe when you've scaled up to a certain MRR, you can just be like, you know what, I'll invest like 10%, 20% of this into ads or some other form of paid solution, and then scale that as well. So you've got organic, inbound, paid as well, all going as well at the same time. So it's pretty powerful. I know some businesses have scaled well with and without ads, but it just depends how far you want to go with this, and it's always worth a try. So that was like kind of a micro view. Now we're going to get into like an exploded view of all of this stuff, and I'll just go into it a bit more detail, and all the links will be available either at the bottom in the description. So step 1 is product market fit. Select a market where you have experience or results in. This familiarity will give you an advantage in understanding the most critical pain points. If you're unsure of a niche, like research industries you're familiar with or passionate about. As I mentioned, if you're not passionate, then you might as well just get the fuck out. Speak with people in those industries to understand their pain points and desired transformations by using this video. This is a PMF video where I just go over exactly how to set up product market fit calls with a new market, or if you're just new to this. But essentially you just set up these product market fit calls, offer a free asset or insight exchange with your prospects or your market. Get on the calls, ask them a bunch of stuff about how they would pay for your model, what kind of solutions they're looking for, get all that feedback, and then just collate that, sell the median, and then build a solution around those problems. Really straightforward. So like I said, validate the problem by signing 2 to 5 beta clients, offer them a discounted, aka not free, services in exchange for feedback and case studies, right? And then once validated, develop a proof of concept to deliver the desired results, be hands-on and ensure client satisfaction before moving forward. So document everything, use standard operating procedures and SOPs based on the proven model for consistent delivery. So make sure delivery's on point, clients are happy, you've got the standard operating procedures, you've got everything documented and mapped out, and then you can start scaling with these implements. Step 2 is construct the client acquisition assets. We just touched on that earlier, but let's go into a little bit more detail. So my favorite, I mean, I may be biased, but I really like X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Focus on building an organic platform, an organic audience there. Engage your niche daily and funnel them to a newsletter or landing page with a video sales letter explaining your value proposition. And here's a couple of example client acquisition assets. I will just copy and paste this entire document into the description. Actually, that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, you've got the video sales letter here. So there's a very good example of what a VSL looks like. A client interview as well. You can just, check these out and go straight to these links and you can see exactly what I mean. Case studies here as well. You can just go through this stuff. Guide that solves critical pain points. Like, this is just an example, but this is an inbox management guide I put together. So some people didn't know how to handle the responses and drive those responses to a call or a decision, or push the needle forward with those prospects. But I decided to put together that to solve that problem. And then craft the content schedule that includes valuable insights, personal stories, and actionable content to nurture your audience. Develop conversion mechanisms, such as case studies or free resources to encourage audience engagement and lead generation, giveaways, stuff like that, and then funnel the traffic to your landing page or your offer at some proportion. So content guideline, right? And I found a good medium right now. I've been really going hard on X and I'm trying to do better on YouTube as well. When you get busy with fulfillment, you can't really focus on building content, but you need to make it a priority. Spend at least or partner up with a content guy and they could just really map everything out and strategically do it. I'm not so good at mapping out the content side of things. I have got better over time. I just really like fulfilling and building systems and solutions for my clients. But the content side of things, I've got a lot to say, as you can probably tell. But with X, it's like 1 to 3 tweets per day, 1 to 2 long form per day, 3 videos per week. LinkedIn, 3 to 5 long form per week. YouTube, 1 to 3 long form videos per week. I mean, you can just build all these one time and then recycle them for each platform. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Find what works, find a happy medium, build once and then distribute over many places, right? And then just cross-pollinate your followers in between the platforms, social media platforms, and then funnel to a newsletter as a call to action, a call, or something like that. Step 3, fill the calendar with qualified calls. Utilize your audience and content to drive book calls. Use call to actions in your content to drive prospects to book consultations with you. And implement a direct messaging system, so like cold DM or cold email, to set up conversations with potential clients and guide them towards booking calls. Explore outbound prospecting strategies, cold email, like I mentioned, to expand your reach and generate leads. Now, there is a big debate between inbound versus outbound. I think both are fantastic, but in my professional opinion, I've never really sat around waiting for inbound to come into my inbox. I know a lot of ghostwriters or writers will flame me for this, copywriters, whatever, but to be honest with you, inbound is great, but I don't like relying on external factors. I'd rather go out onto the market, know I'm doing a good amount of volume, and really testing and iterating my offer and value proposition to the market and getting direct feedback from them instead of waiting for them to come to me. Okay? Both are really good, don't get me wrong, but both of them together, extremely powerful. Step 4, scaling sales operations and staying lean. This is important. So develop a structured sales process and script to move prospects down the funnel. Like I mentioned, if you have the right processes here, the right frameworks, you know your clients like the back of your hand, your market like the back of your hand, they will close. Install an appointment setter to qualify leads and schedule calls to focus on fulfillment. Hire and ramp up sales reps to handle inbound leads and conduct sales conversations. And you can get these two guys communicating with each other in Slack and they can just do all that shit for you. You don't need to really focus on outbound or inbound anymore. You know the calendar's getting filled. You can focus on fulfillment and then setting aside time, a couple of hours a week to build content or work with a content guy. This should be no bottleneck inside your business that you can't fix. Optimize your sales system based on performance metrics and feedback to improve efficiency and effectiveness. So, close ratios, KPIs, where are the numbers? You get 20 calls a week, for example, and you close 20% of those. That's 4 deals a week. And if you charge 10K a pop, that's 40K new revenue per week. So pretty big. So once your personal brand starts resonating with the market, you can reduce the amount of calls you take personally and outsource to sales rep or appointment setter to sell with DM consultant, aka the Google Doc method. You can just start doing this and sending Stripe link in the DMs. Step 5 is productizing solutions. And we're almost just wrapping up here, but the final step is productizing the whole thing. So ensuring your offer is scalable by assessing market demand and refining your mode for maximum efficiency. So refining your model, actually, my bad. So here what we're looking at is fulfillment going to break? Is sales going to break? Is calls going to break? Is anything going to break inside the business? And then stress test that, ramming it and applying as much as you can and building a lot of clients in, building, and then obviously building systems and automation stuff around that. And you can partner with an ops guy or any kind of guy who can build automations and stuff. Your main job should be fulfillment and ensuring that your clients are happy and getting the results they want. Depends how far you want to go with it, right? If you want to scale yourself out of the business and just sit on the beach and chill somewhere, or if you're just a hands-on guy like myself, you just want to be in it and just know what's going on at all times, you can also do that. But it just really depends where you want to go with your business. Just really think about that, and automate the delivery processes where you can, either by hiring operators or just finding solutions to effectively deliver the result that you promised. You can streamline operations this way and reduce the manual work as best you can. And then I made a really interesting tweet the other day about strategically hiring to fill gaps in your team and who to delegate tasks to effectively. And you can just go there and you can just check this tweet out and it will tell you exactly how to do that. And then start increasing traffic through organic and paid channels. Start reinvesting back into the business, as you should be, to expand your reach and generate more leads. More traffic, more eyeballs, more cash, more revenue. Stuff breaks, yeah, but it's just part of the fun, right? And then you can build systems and implementations to manage that stress. So focusing on eliminating inefficiencies, bottlenecks, challenges, any of that stuff, automating processes and delegating tasks to scale your business effectively. And there you have it, guys. So hope that clears a lot of things up and gives you guys some clarity and insight. And by following these steps, you can systematically grow your business from 0 to 30K plus a month and beyond, while staying lean and making sure operations and client fulfillment stays at a high level and consistent. So that's the exact strategy I use to close $30,000 deals and generate 10 times more than that for my clients. You can take absolutely everything I said in this video and you can start applying it now to your own strategy and your own consultancy. I do want to note that this isn't some magical pill or get rich quick scheme or anything like that, and all of a sudden overnight you're going to become a millionaire. There's a lot of back-end infrastructure that I didn't cover in this video, and there's a lot of expertise required in order for this to work. You need to have systems in place, you need to know different levels of acquisition, you need to know how to put together proposals and execute those proposals accordingly. But if you don't want all of the bottlenecks of having to deal with this yourself, and if you're an agency, consultant, coach, or if you sell any type of B2B service, and if you want my team and I to help you close your next 10 to 30K plus deals for your consultancy, coaching, or agency, make sure you click the link in the description to learn how. And once you're on there, just scroll through the case studies and book a call if you want to see these types of results. But that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one.